The Ohio State Reformatory closed in 1990, but that doesn't mean it's entirely empty. The prison, the same location where The Shawshank Redemption was filmed, now holds regular ghost hunts where visitors report hearing shrieks and the sound of doors slamming. The most terrifying part of this prison, however, is the solitary confinement wing. Here, people have seen shadowy figures and felt the club of a murdered guard still on patrol. Bodie, once a booming mining town, rose to 10,000 in population when gold was found in its hills. Visit today and everything seems suspiciously normal. Items still line shop shelves, place settings await guests at a table, and homes are furnished with gorgeous antique furniture. What's abnormal, however, is that Bodie is a ghost town. Like many towns during the gold rush, it was abandoned in a rush, and its last residents fled after a 1932 fire destroyed all but 5% of its buildings. Apparently, ghosts are the only souls who roam the streets. Those structures and their contents still stand today in what is now a state historic park. But don't take anything. Thieves have been known to suffer terrible misfortunes after leaving Bodie with stolen goods. Don't let the colorful buildings in Yazoo City fool you. Beyond the iron arch of Glenwood Cemetery lies the town's greatest mystery, a gravestone that's broken in two with chains left in pieces. Legend recalls the story of the witch who was supposedly buried in the plot in this historic cemetery. The witch allegedly tortured local fishermen, and as the sheriff chased after her, she sank in quicksand, promising to burn the town down in 20 years. Sure enough, 20 years went by and Yazoo City lost 200 buildings after a fire. What else? The chains around her grave were broken too. To this day, the groundskeeper repairs the chains, but they often break shortly after. This Gothic-looking building is one of the best examples of life imitating art you can find. It looks exactly what you'd imagine a haunted hospital or insane asylum should look like. It's located on a windswept hill on the edge of Louisville, Kentucky and was built in 1910, to treat those suffering from the white plague of tuberculosis that was ravaging the country. Back then, there was no cure and contracting the disease often proved fatal. While the number of people who actually died here has been exaggerated over the years, historians say the real number was likely closer to 8,000, with a total of 152 deaths in 1945, the worst year of the epidemic. In the past, visitors have reported hearing slamming doors, footsteps, and the screams of patients have from empty rooms. A small town known as the ski capital of the East has plenty of powder, but also has its own share of haunted history. The best-known spooky site in Stowe is Emily's Bridge, a covered bridge that, according to legend, was the site of a suicide spurred by unrequited love. People have reported claw-like marks on their cars and audible screams when driving over the bridge. There's also Green Mountain Inn, where some say the ghost of Bootsberry can be heard tap dancing on the roof during snowstorms, and the Brass Lantern Inn, and 1810 farmhouse turned B&B where guests have heard loud voices from vacant rooms. This small town in Maryland, more specifically, the woods nearby, was the setting for perhaps the 90s freakiest movie, The Blair Witch Project. If flashbacks of the film aren't enough to keep you from camping overnight, there are creepy real-life stories about the area as well. In 1886, a search party went missing on the hunt for an 8-year-old boy who eventually returned to town, but the searchers vanished. A second search party found disemboweled bodies with bound hands and feet on Coffin Rock, which were nowhere to be found when they returned.